All right. A little something special for the WGGGMBUCC. It's a lyrical sculpture in the sand that I carve. This is Flash on the mic, now on the Algarve. From 40 to 60, we are on the attack. If I can just get some vitamin I from my back. Foot on the line, yeah, I'm ready to go. Or did I just pull a muscle? Hold on for a moment. Play it cool, just act like I'm young. Got flicks on my wrist and lyrics on my tongue. 10 more years left to go. Tricks from the past and a buttery flow. A little slow off the start, I like to call my speed brisk. The sunshine glints off my slow-moving disc. You know how it goes with the sand between my toes. I got none of the pivots, but all the throws. Yeah, I got some dodgy knees. Disc in my hand and the sun in the sky. My dad bod goes jiggle and my hucks they fly. The spirits are rising like a disc on the breeze, going miles out of bounds to the Portuguese seas. I played a point, yeah, I need a sub and a good long soak in an XL tub. Don't need to run anymore, I'm one of 14 handlers. Happy Gilmore this disc like we're all Adam Sandlers. I'm slow off the start, I like to call it brisk. The sunshine glints on my slow-moving disc. You know how it goes with the sand between my toes. We got none of the pivots, but all the throws. Alright, let's finish this off. My 6'2" still works in the bar. I can see from miles. Got drinks on my radar. Portimao party is the place we flee for the friends we see and these great memories. Yeah, I feel the spirit as I pull every sinew. Shatter my knees, yet we're gonna continue. Take this hand, better yet carry me from the beach to the bar, better yet to the sea. I'm slow off the start. I like to call my speed brisk. The sunshine glints off my slow-moving disc. You know how it goes with the sand between our toes. We got none of the pivots, but all of the throws.
Hello everyone and welcome to the beaches of Villasimius, Sardinia for the WGGMBUCC Day 3 matchup between Mixxxed from Germany and Blue Zone from the Netherlands. We are here in the 9-holes bracket. I'm John Dock and I'm here with Steph Rapazzo and we are bringing you some action, maybe not where these teams were hoping they could have been at this stage yesterday, but I think both these teams looking to improve on previous results at this tournament. We just had someone from the mixed team here telling us that they came 10th last time around, so looking to make an improvement here in Blue Zone. First time seeing them on the stream, so a new look for us this morning. Great location, not as hot and windy as yesterday, so looking forward to watching this one to get the day underway.
Yeah, it's going to be a great day in all in all. I'm excited to get into this one. First things first, these teams pushed forward in the morning to make sure we get them on stream. Not the 17 to 20 bracket as was originally proposed, but we're going to move up to that 9 to 16 bracket. And Blue Zone, the Dutch, of course named after the region of Sardinia that is said to procure some of the healthiest humans in the world, the Blue Zone. Taking on Mixxxed, an iteration of Sexpensive as they've moved into great grand age groups. And yeah, Mixxxed we saw yesterday. They're coming off a loss that has relegated them to this division. So they've changed their jerseys, hoping the whites give them a bit better luck on stream. And Blue Zone aptly wearing the blue. A Dutch team with iterations of a couple Belgians and nearby neighbors plunked in as well. I'd say Mixxxed have the small advantage based on results throughout this tournament.
Yeah, they a bit unlucky yesterday against Rainbow Warriors where they were in the pre-quarter. Kind of never felt like they were in a position to go on and win it, but they gave a decent account of themselves. Blue Zone, they came fourth in their group, so I believe they've only had the one win so far in their group, and then one more possibly to get into this position to play. So both these teams kind of struggling to get wins, but also they have gotten some as the deep shot goes up straight away.
Let's go. Get it back down there. All the way, get it back down there.
We get our first turn in Villasimius. Blue Zone going to get their first chance here now to get a break.
That one missed Mbaye, but good to see her back out there. Hurt her wrist yesterday at the end of the game, towards the end of the game.
And that deep shot looked like two players thought they had a chance of it. Just drifts over their head and just a bit short of the other one, and Mixxed back in possession here again. And just bounces out of the hands of Mbaye, and a short field opportunity here now for Blue Zone. As we see Roosevelt picking it up. Roosevelt, and he throws it over to Hellenius for the first break of the game. I was trying to remember his name. Sounds a bit like hilarious, but
it's hilarious. You couldn't come up with it.
Yeah.
I jest, of course. Good first goal for the Blue Zone. That's a break to open things up. So as much as I've just gone out and said that maybe Mixxed should be favored,
I would have thought that too, but
it's Blue Zone who come out of the gates with more fervor.
Yeah, now we get a first look at the O-line of Mixxed. Now we had one of their players letting us know about his story, how he got here. Maybe you know more of the details.
Oh yeah, well, Mr. Potts is out there. Jonathan Potts, ex-WFDUF president, ex-AFTA president. He rolled into Munich for Oktoberfest prior to this tournament, and there he is with the disc now. Oktoberfest got the win on him. He showed up to this tournament without credit cards or telephone or anything really, barely any memories. And he says he only had 5 beers. They just happened to be head-sized steins. Oh.
Well, I was just about to say, it looks like everyone else in his line has gotten here okay this morning. And Kurtzen just slight overthrow there, maybe just a little bit too high for the receiver in the end zone. I think it was Staslow. And Blue Zone going to get another chance. We'll grab on the sideline to maintain possession, and then this time just a unfortunate drop by De Keyser. Some strong questions coming from the sideline there. What are you doing? By a pretty unhappy Achenbach. I think maybe yesterday they were a little frustrated not to do a bit better, so that wasn't us asking him what he was doing. It was hard to see what he's looking for. I think it was when he wanted the outside in flick, but this time I think it's De Keyser shoots it deep again, and this one drifts out, unable to get it to Molemaker.
Yeah, they're just a little bit of ping pong here, getting our necks to work out. Back and forth we go.
Yeah, everyone's decided they were all here for a warm up, but you could say maybe they're just getting in a few deep shots, a few sprints early, and saying, okay, let's start now. So we're going to see Iman bringing the disc back in here, and essentially no wind. They're expensive, playing slightly upwind here, but nothing really worth factoring in and saying it's that much wind. But the turn here is that one's just a bit too short. And De Keyser going to pick it up again. Wonder will he shoot to the end zone again? Looks like he will. It's a nice around break to get that one. Nice throw.
Wow, Blue Zone have woken up. The questions from the sideline for Mixxed. What are we doing? They will persist into a third point of the game as they go down 2-0 on breaks. Nice arcing blade to find the score down on the knees there.
Yeah, 2-0 start, not the start. Mixxed remastered. I think we need to start calling them rather than Mixxed maybe. I think they have the word remastered in brackets, so I wasn't sure if it's part of the official name. So many names that this team I think could have ended up being called, so they're going to get another chance here. The team is a little more figured out now, so I think we're going to maybe hopefully get a better look at what they're capable of doing, because yesterday they looked very good at times. Achenbach here gets on it. To Ratcliffe, back to Achenbach. I think someone who says what are you doing is going to have to be very conservative with his options here, so I imagine it'll probably be good decisions by him.
Oh, and
Mbaye gets it. Hacking back on it again. Looks like there's a call as the disc went backwards to Schwartz. I think it was a downfield call. Not sure it's going to affect the play.
good time to shout out Jeroen Oort in the chats. He's been here in the past playing with Blue Zone. He'll be have an eye on what's happening in Wrocław as well, watching his son. And probably all the Gruties going at it. How you doing, Jeroen? We miss you.
Yeah, I think this is going to go backwards. Not sure what the stall was. It's a pretty big backwards pass. It's almost nearly a better for Mixxed if it was to stay with Achenbach slightly upfield, but I'm not sure what the stall was. This back in underway here. Achenbach back on it again. Lefty up to Iman. Or not Iman, sorry. I think it's Ratcliffe. And Ratcliffe to Mbaye, and Mixxed get on the board, and just like I thought, maybe they just needed 1 or 2 points to warm up a bit. Sometimes that's the way it goes, and I think we've seen earlier in this tournament that sometimes that 1 or 2 points at the start has cost a couple of teams from having a much more competitive game. So not sure if it'll be the case here, but let's see.
Yeah, you can't wait too long. They're pretty short games to 13, 50 minutes before time cap. And you gotta get out of bed and get her going. These teams were woken up or told at beyond about an hour and a half after the end of games yesterday that their 10:15 start was going to be pushed forward to a 9 a.m. start. So a message that might be tough to receive. Oh, son of a kind of what? Hey guys, we're playing at 9, not 10:15. So good on them, but all of that in effort to get more of these incredible teams on to the stream so they can be watched.
Yeah, we've managed to adjust it slightly to get more teams on the stream and to show more quarters and semis. So I think all around we thank these teams for their service of getting out early, as Mixxed are going to try and get a first break opportunity here. Or not first break opportunity, but now they have their first break opportunity, as they're not going to waste any time getting going with this one. And Bay
seeing
picks
the
it up.
future happen there,
going
Doc.
quickly. Webb going nice and quick. Pee-wee, as they're calling him. Deep shot. Mbaye catches it. I think that, not sure if that's the hand that was injured yesterday, but it's working fine today with the one-handed catches anyway. And that's it's a break back for Mixxed. So just as we were saying, you don't want to have the slow start. They recover, they get it back to 2s, and I think we're back on serve. I'm not actually certain who started on offense, but 2-2. Maybe there's a break in it. Mixxed started on offense. Our production. What's his official title for Noah? As a production cameraman, all around everything.
We'll call him all around everything. I would say production lead is the official title.
The guy who I feel,
but we could just call him No Brinky.
The guy I feel has to do the real work here. No offense, Steph, but I don't feel you go home as stressed as he does in the evening. So
I've just learned to deal with the stress better. No, he does do, the real difficult stuff, plugging cables and flipping switches.
Yeah, I've done the camera work before. That was tough enough. So add in all the making sure everything works as well. So we should have saved this for the end of the day when he's more stressed. We've praised him too early in the day now.
I've told Noah before, I don't trust him when things are going too well.
Gonna get this one. Oh! Huge throw, huge grab. That was a great one. I believe that was Oort. Yes, yeah, I think you were saying it. I'm not sure.
Holy jumping Jerwillikers.
That was a great one. I think the throw, I think it was Roosevelt with the throw, and
we didn't have
I want to make sure. It might have been Hellenius with the grab. Yeah, I want to give him a shout out. Sorry for not being certain of the name at first. nothing hilarious about that one. That was a great play.
That was incredible. I thought there was no chance. While he was amidst the chase.
Kessel Hellenius. Good. We'll remember that one for the rest now. That was such a nice grab. It looked like it was a little too far. And I like the ones where you know they actually have to lay out. There's a lot of times you see people laying out when they don't need to. That one, very much needed.
I just went back to watch that on my own YouTube to check it out. Stephen Foged. He was missing the beach too. He played on Mixxxed last year. What up? Good to see you're watching.
It's Mixxxed here. Going to see if they can respond. They might not be able to respond as dramatically, but I'm enjoying the poor Jens Ackenbeck's frustration. in a good way.
Getting a chuckle, are you?
He's not doing it in an aggressive manner, so it's pretty constructive feedback. It's more
Big mark, big mark.
Blue Zone get that one in with De Kaiser catches that one.
That was an absolute dime dropped there.
And
Martin Laut has a heck of a forehand, picked it up and sent it on its way. De Kaiser was open, and when you put one with that kind of accuracy, you almost give no chance to have anything but a goal.
Yeah, it was a great throw. Just a couple of under throws by Mixxxed. Once or twice they've missed their under, and then it's just been a bit under of the next target. But I think just one of those morning things where the wind, they're throwing slightly into the wind, just a bit more power, a bit more snap on these throws, and I actually think they could be the team that's 4-2 up. They haven't necessarily struggled to get options, they've just struggled to just get the completion, and that pull lands on the line. You must be listening to me. Got to start executing the throws. I think that is the main problem they've had so far. They look like they're able to get free. It's Lundlide with it there over to Mbe. Decides not to throw the deep shot. And it's Vital, who's been absolutely involved in so many of the scores yesterday. Again, just another overthrow, and at the moment it's just throwing. You just can't. We've already heard it from the sideline. It's just a case of, can you just get the point from A to B, even ignore the defenders, because right now the defenders, I don't actually think they've really done a whole lot to get the blocks, just a little bit of pressure, and it's causing the turns. It's Blue Zone here, number 130 on his shorts. Deep shot, that looks really good, and he's not going to have to make for that one. Hillen is able to catch that one much easier. Apologies for not being able to get him name right first time last time, but yeah, we're going to go on a quick timeout here. A good decision, I think, by Mixxxed, so we'll be back in a minute.
I worked for a Michelin star chef making gelato in Paris. I had my own restaurant in Nicaragua and a food truck in Australia. Why wouldn't you watch me? Check out my YouTube channel.
Oh my goodness. That is unbelievable. And created the tip and made for it.
That was absolutely incredible.
We live in a world where everything can be referenced online. Imagine if the greatest moments in our sport were never filmed. Eurodisc continues to do what it takes to make free-to-watch live streams a reality. Let's leave nothing to the imagination. We'll consume the action live. And we'll support those that helped to make it happen. If it wasn't streamed, it didn't happen. Eurodisc.
What a grab! Oh my God! Somehow they do it!
And welcome back here now. Mixxxed, after taking their time out, going to try and, rather than remaster, I think they need to recover and 5-2 down to Blue Zone here, who've had the much better start. Blue Zone did go 2-0 up, and then Mixxxed got their offense and break back, but then it's just been Blue Zone since. A couple of highlight plays, maybe a top 10 play of the maybe a potential top 5 grab by Hellenis in one of these earlier points, the highlight of the first few points. Nice grab by Mbaye. Feels like a pretty big point here as well for Mixxxed. Another nice grab there. Deep shot goes up. Looks good. Looks very good. And that's the exact kind of response you want to have as you come out after a timeout.
You got to make 2 plays there, and not too much asked, but both Mbaye and Bush Grayson kind of got to get out and then got to get up, and their plays you're supposed to make, but that I think that's like what Mixxxed have been missing thus far. They're either when the throw's just a bit off, nobody's there to make the recovery catch. When the throw's on, they've been having a couple lack of focus drops. This point, a little bit more was asked, and they delivered. They make a big layout catch. They make an overhead leaper, and the next throw gives space to lead Webb in for a goal.
Yeah, I think the main thing there was they give themselves a chance to actually catch the disc rather than just overthrowing or throwing it into the sand. So some good catches there. And again, they've gotten a break already, so going to get another chance to get one here. And still feels like a very kind of crucial period of the game where you got that 3-point lead. If it becomes or you got the 2-point lead, if you score your you get a chance to get that 4-point lead, and then it starts to get out of reach. So Hellenis on it there again. Gives it to Janssen. Overthrows. He's going to overthrow this way. That's a very tall Dutchman, unable to reach us as it almost falls at our feet here. I think he's pretty tall, but I think.
And we're getting some corrections on the names. Thank you for your help, but this is Blue Zone have improperly filled in their roster. If it was Remco Marbas who made that catch, well, he should be wearing a number 8 shirt, not a number 53 shirt. Anyhow, thank you for the help.
So you're saying after I've already incorrectly named number 53, I've gotten it wrong? I do.
Wow, yes, but that part was not by your fault.
Although I might argue it might look like it could be down as a female matching player. So who do we need to give credit to for that grab is what we're saying?
It looks like Remco Marbas.
Remco Marbas. There, you're going to get your credit for that grab now. We will try and do our best with the updates. That time he's unable to get it. Marbas with a huge grab. That's the guy who made the massive play. We'll give him a shout out. I want to make sure I get it right. Pick call there, but the offensive player is saying you got to be closer to me if you're going to call that one. He's saying you got to be within 5 meters, so he's been pretty lenient. He's given him a couple of extra meters. I think it's 3 meters, is it? I might be wrong though, but it's 3 meters, I think, yeah. So he was even giving him almost twice that. So I think it's fair to say when you argue that and then the guy wants to correct you, he says it was actually 3 meters. You're just it's a good way to win an argument. Get the guy to tell you you're wrong, but actually prove that your answer is more correct. But anyway, I think he was able to catch, just unable to hold on to that when he had feet under the line, but unable to hold on to that one by Kurtzen. Blue Zone going to get another chance here on offense. Working it around in their own end zone here. Nice low release there for Marbus, unable to hold on to that one. Looks like there's a call. I think it's a foul call. I didn't see it tap in, just looked like they played on. Kirsten. Looks like a really nice throw, and it is. And that's a good point. Good. That's a break for Staslow. Much needed. Keeping this game kind of close. Just that 2 point slow start just hurting them a little bit here, but keeping the game close. They recovered once. See if they can do it again.
Timeout called. So a chance to get things back on track for Blue Zone, but Mixxxed are starting to chip their way back in. We're going to take this break. We'll be back with more action from the beach in Villasimius.
Always on the move? You can keep up to date with ULTI.TV on all of our social media channels. Like, follow, subscribe, share us with a friend, or send us a message just to say hey. Thank you for supporting us in our mission to grow Ultimate everywhere.
I'm Steph Pazzo, and I must eat.
Sometimes commentator, sometimes food eater.
On my Ultimate travels in 2023, I sampled culinary classics from all across Europe,
Oh, wow.
guided by some of your favorite Ultimate players.
That's the Dutch hospitality for you right there.
I'll give you an insight into the secret spots that only the locals know of.
Are these the best schnitzels in Vienna?
Yes, of course.
Yes, of course.
You'll find Steph Pazzo on YouTube. Like and subscribe and follow the European Ultimate Must Eat series.
Welcome back here. Mixxxed down by 1 now. Getting their break opportunity here. A bit of a slow start by them. Got it back. Blue Zone picked it up again, and see if Mixxxed can respond again. Big pull there. Sun is starting to come out more clearly now. Almost time to start putting the shades on. Deep shot. Big flick goes up. It's De Kaiser with the score, and I came back with a couple more verbals. Lots of things being pointed out as problems. One or two solutions, and one or two just sometimes you just gotta let it out. But I think I can understand a lot of them, so we're not going to give them too hard of a time over it. Not sure what the force was.
I think it was, whatever it was broken.
I don't know, because I think he was on the force. I'm only joking. I'm not sure what the force. I might not even be sure if he was on the force, but
He was on the mark.
Yeah. We'll say
from
it was
where the throw came from.
We'll say it was a flick force. So otherwise, although it did look like there was a male player running deep with no defenders. So, but anyway. Mixxxed going to get underway here. They got their last offensive point in, I think, so going to get another one here. And there, first time I've seen her use two hands to catch this game, so I think that means both hands are better now. So I think it was vital with that one, and a huge grab by Webb, and he chose the flick again a little too far. And they able to run that one down. Again, the wind's picked up a tiny bit. I think if that's an upwind throw, everything about it would just get it to sit, give the receiver a chance, but slight downwind, this is just going to drop a bit too fast there. And now we're going to get a unrostered numbered blue zone player picking it up. Maybe this is Helenus. I see that was who we originally had as 53, so maybe I should have spotted that a bit earlier. Call somewhere downfield there. Nice throw. Gets it around the tall defender. Thought the deep shot was going to come, decided to center it instead. To Molemaker, just a couple of meters short of the end zone now. Looks like there's a foul call there. Uncontested, or no, just a slow time taking it up, and Mixxxed with a chance to get it back here again. Gertston looking for options. Goes for the scoober. Cliff swings it over to Vital, who hits Webb, who's just unable to hold on to that one. I think he was in bounds, just unable to hold it. The disc again, just the wind causing problems for Mixxxed. Holds the disc over the back of the player. Deep shot goes there, and it's Marbus on this one. And he pops it in to Janssen. Get their upwind. Took a couple. That's 3-point lead now. That might have been a break.
Blue zone getting hot. Started off hot. Mixxxed found a little way back in, and they're coming again now. It's halftime, and if it ain't Dutch, it ain't much. They are putting the pieces together here, making things difficult for Mixxxed, and they're going to take the halftime lead. We're going to take this break. We'll be back with more action for the beach.
I worked for a Michelin star chef making gelato in Paris. I had my own restaurant in Nicaragua and a food truck in Australia. Why wouldn't you watch me? Check out my YouTube channel.
Always on the move? You can keep up to date with ULTI.TV on all of our social media channels. Like, follow, subscribe, share us with a friend, or send us a message just to say hey. Thank you for supporting us in our mission to grow Ultimate everywhere.
We live in a world where everything can be referenced online. Imagine if the greatest moments in our sport were never filmed. Eurodisc continues to do what it takes to make free-to-watch live streams a reality. Let's leave nothing to the imagination. We'll consume the action live, and we'll support those that help to make it happen. If it wasn't streamed, it didn't happen. Eurodisc.
What a grab! Oh my God! Somehow they do it!
Welcome back here to Philosemeus for the second half of this game. Blue Zone 7-4 up against Mixxxed Remastered. The Dutch doing a little bit of a better job in the wind compared to the Germans. And now the Germans are going to have to get an upwind break if they want to bring this game a little closer and stop us having our first 4-point lead of the game. Starting with a brick. The wind's constantly picking up, just a small bit at a time. Still not a big problem, but there's not going to be any easy upwind scores in these conditions. As Blue Zone start playing downwind and they overthrow, trying to get that around break, flick, high release one. I think both teams struggling a small bit to adjust to just the extra hang you get with the wind, or the extra pushing down it gets as Mbaye picks it up here. Pick call there that it probably didn't make a difference on what throw was going to be thrown. It might actually have helped. I mean, I think we can see what pass is going to be thrown here on about stall 6 or 7.
Yeah, you got to imagine we're in the second half of the stall count at least.
Yeah, so something tells me we're going to see a massive jump by the force here to try and stop an around, or else we have to start questioning his teammates or his awareness. I'm a bit unsure what's kind of taking so long here. Everything seems good to go. All they have to do is agree what the stall is, and
yeah, I think that is what the conversation is. But how far back was it?
So the Kaiser's going to just lunge here to the left.
That should reciprocate the cut to come up line. Well, neither of those two things happened.
Good news for Mixxxed, but the Kaiser gets in there and Mbaye unable to get up over him and grab it, and Blue Zone get another chance to score this downwind, but the turns are coming as Lout is on it here. Miriam Molnar with the throw, with the assist, and that's the downwind hold for Blue Zone. Didn't quite see who caught it. But first 4-point lead of the game. I think we're hearing Steph. So Steph.
So probably Bertet.
I think yeah, it's just another one of the incorrectly rostered numbers, and I was like, appreciate the people in the chat who seem to be helping with the feedback, and you there beside me trying to make some adjustments as I struggle even trying to pronounce the names.
Well, trying to pronounce is one thing, but at least having a chance to read the right name puts us in better stead.
It's all good. I'm sure they'd take the win over having their names pronounced correctly, which is the current situation anyway. So
you'd think.
Mixxxed here, gonna get it going back the other way. And just a slightly too snappy throw. Mixxxed just It's just a bit of, it's just throwing related really, as in I know it's kind of an easy thing to say, but they just don't seem to be able to hit the player who's open with an open side throw enough, and I think that's just the main problem now. And the wind has been kind of consistent, and they've had they've had a couple of good throws, but it just feels they're just struggling on the basics, and we've seen them play before and they weren't like this, so it's not I don't think it's a case of the players just unable to get these throws. I think just maybe they're just rushing them a little, maybe first game of the morning, maybe they started the parties a few days early, maybe they've been like some of the teams and partying all week. First game of the day, sometimes just a bit of a slower start as the deep shot goes up, and we got Marpus under this one, and he comes down with that one, and it looked good there, but after what we saw him doing earlier, I don't think he's going to be able to do anything that stands out as much as that one, but he makes sure of that one. He had a tall defender beside him and gets up pretty big to hold on to it anyway. Not an easy catch under pressure.
Yeah, showing he can get out and horizontal, do it with his speed, showing he can hold some ground, get up and get vertical and do it with some height and some reading, and showing all sorts of prowess is Remco Marbus, 62-year-old physical therapist, and used to play Frog, a Dutch indoor champ, Ice Cream Headache, and Red Lights Amsterdam, numerous time national champs.
I think I might have played against Red Lights, my very first European continental tournament in Windmill. Got over here with a really average Irish team. We somehow made the top 8. We heard teams complaining about the fact that our team Rebel got into the top 8. How are those guys there? Might have been justified, as we got absolutely crushed in every round after that.
He's got a heck of national experience too. 88, 90, and 94 national teams. Amongst much more, but there's another turn for Mixxed. And wow, made to pay, Doc.
Yeah, Bertet with the goal there, and again, just for Mixxed, there's not much to say. I think if you're not one of the players who's thrown one of these passes, you're just probably just heads in hand. Like, there's not much to say other than the comment, like, hey, we just need to throw better, but it's not really happening for them here, and it's hard to see it will change that much. And if it did change, I mean, I could see them turning this game around. It's 8-4, but it's not a case of it's not a case of one team is just that much better.
No, one team is playing that much worse, and that is Mixxed. Everybody's taking a turn now, it seems. Not one player is shooting themselves in the foot, but everybody's taking their turns with some errors. The errors are coming earlier in sequences. Momentum is getting tougher to generate, and a couple deep breaths, something to get things going.
Yeah, they're going to get another chance here on offense. I think we...
Woo! This dude's playing out of his mind right now.
I think we potentially have a score error on the... I think it's potentially... It looked like it was 10-4 on the official scoreboard, so I'm unsure if maybe we have the wrong score. So Mixxxed pick it up there, and Staslow with the assist, and we've confirmed there that now that one actually makes it 10-5. So what I said a minute ago wouldn't have mattered, but now that they've scored that one, it is double point score. So 5 points, maybe a little bit harsh, but I think a deserved lead for Blue Zone. Maybe a little bit tougher now for Mixxxed to come back from this. Hard to see them getting this one and then following it up with the 5 more breaks required to take the lead.
Next couple rounds, we've got some quarterfinals on, Doc.
I think we have an all
All Nordic affair?
Nordic affair. I almost said all Norwegian, and I was like, it's early in the morning. But
Yeah,
it's,
North
that would be the
Scandinavian. I've gotten in trouble for saying Scandinavian, but Finland is not part of the Scandinavian peninsula. So I've put that foot in the mouth before, but it is a Nordic. We have the Rainbow Warriors, the Swedes, the Scandinavians, taking on Team Finland, the Nordics.
Yeah, and we saw Finland on the stream yesterday. They got a bit of a tough beating by Natsuo, but they looked very good at times. So could be a very fun one to watch if Rainbow Warriors show up ready to play.
At the same time, there'll be chicken packs and rundown. That'll be the other quarter at the same time.
Yeah, chicken packs yesterday coming from 2 points down to beat the number 1 seed. So
that was a wild finish. Spangled were up 11-8, game to 12. And chicken packs scored 3 in a row. And they were chippy.
Yeah, and a deep shot goes up here. Nice grab, gets up big. We're seeing some jumping celebrations there from, I think it was Low with the assist. Pumped to hit that one on the money, and very happy with his teammate there.
Yeah, Martin Lout is having a day on the assist side of things. A 61-year-old with 33 years of playing experience. Gotta love that kind of experience. That's incredible.
It's also how late he starts as well. When you think about it, it means he started late 20s. Unless I'm really off with my maths, but
Crunch Amsterdam that has morphed into AUC, the Amsterdam Ultimate Club. European Masters champ in 05. A rich history, and he's still got it.
Zone going to be looking to see here if they could get an upwind break here. They might be in a good spot to finish with a downwind, but Mixxxed are going to have other ideas. They're going to want to at least get a couple more points on the board, finish with a bit more of a positive. It's hard, I think, for them to take too many positives away from this game, even though you could say the problems are easy to identify. They should be somewhat easy to fix, but if they're still happening this late in the game with that specific problem, it's also difficult to see how you're just going to fix it. They're looking a bit better here. Mbaye over to Webb. Catches it between her legs.
Catch is a catch.
Oh my god.
And I'm looking forward to seeing that again.
Yeah, we're going to have to see that on the replay. I just saw the attempted catch and then just falling to the ground.
The slow tumble. Controlled now.
Perfect. That is
That's hilarious.
That's a great grab.
In between the calves, I guess, by the time that was all said and done. Wasn't even knees. It was just north of the ankles.
Yeah, I couldn't spot the number of the player. I wasn't sure, but I'm sure she won't mind. She's going to have that one as a highlight. She's going to remember to watch that one back herself.
That was the number 20 shirt. That was
Book Griesen.
Book Griesen.
Gay Marie Book Griesen. Showing that maybe they're not able to catch with their hands today, but if you can try with the backup legs. That was a very difficult one as well. That was a very quick reaction to make that catch. I think a lot of players would have tried to just reach down and catch it with their hands. So nice reflexes and very quick mental processing by her to catch that one. As we see blue zone just short of the end zone here. Molemaker. Back to Lau. And there's a bodies on the ground. I'm sure Achenbach will have a few words here for whatever happened. Foul uncontested. To get the, I'm not sure if it was maybe it was a thumber there. I'm not entirely sure what the throw was. I missed the release of it, but unless he's lefty, I don't think he's lefty for throwing hammers there. So we get another look at it here. I think initially, if I was to guess before he throws it, I might have thought a thumber. No,
that's a hammer.
Lefty hammer. Don't remember him playing with his left-handed for the rest of the game, but a nice one. Hits it over to Molnar. I feel like I haven't seen him play left-handed, so although he maybe threw the flick, so maybe he's left-handed. And but I think that is 12 points, game point here for Mixxxed or for Blue Zone, and Mixxxed here. Just I think they'll come out of this game regardless. I think they'll be a little frustrated after it. They didn't. I think they gave a better account of themselves yesterday. Yesterday they just started a little bit slow, but then they kind of traded to the end with Rainbow Warriors. It was a game to be in the spot to be playing for the top 8, and now after this one I think they'll be playing for 13th, and maybe losing that one yesterday took a bit of the wind out of the sails coming into today, knowing they had come 10th last year and knowing the best they could do this year was beat that by 1 place. Miscommunication there. Looking for his teammates, no luck finding him.
Yeah, thought he would get Vital cutting down the line, and Vital took a jab step back towards the disc, and
yeah, looking for his phone and wallet. They weren't there either.
Yeah,
just like the receiver.
It's a similar body language at a Potsy as it would have been on the Saturday morning, or Sunday morning rather, in Munich. Hey, what happened? Where'd everything go?
Get a travel call there. Here's some O's from the sideline. Maybe not a travel. Thought it was a travel call. Huge bid there. He's unable to get that one back. He gets it this time. This time he finds what he's looking for this time. Kurtzton. Pretty easy there to Vital. And this game's going to be extended now. Blue Zone ain't able to get the upwind, Mixxxed get their downwind. And I think it's 12-7 I believe now, as we have one of our tournament organisers appearing behind us. Stayed here for a good hour and a half long discussion yesterday on updating the schedule.
Optimization.
Yeah.
Time is over.
Time is over. It will be game to 13, yeah.
So
funny when you hear of all the stories about all these things the players have done. Everyone seems to be a president of something, or everyone has a team that has some person who's been running the organizations or whatever over the years, and I guess it makes sense given there wouldn't have been as many players back then, but it's just funny seeing
and
all
the commitment and the remained involvement.
I mean, they would be the people, wouldn't they? If you're going to be president
the
of
hardcores
World Federation, you might as well keep playing. Blue Zone here with the chance to get it back. I think there's a foul called there.
Foul called.
Ponetta, bit too tall player, long reach, but just a bit of contact on that one.
Yeah, Rix Hoffman makes the call, accepted.
This time they do get it.
That's right, that's Molinar.
I feel like this one should be a turn. Yeah, there was a moment where the players were maybe looking at each other trying to figure it out, but Mbaye's going to pick it up.
Molinar's got number 4 shorts at 19. That's the problem there. But anyways, we play on, and it's Mixxxed.
Ponetta has it. And take their break, like I said. 5 more, the shout from the sideline as they're hoping maybe it's not over yet. Staslow with another goal. I think she's been one of the main stats getters. I feel like I've been saying her name a lot over the last couple of games with Mixxed playing. Kind of a bit unsure why all the players are arguing about how long's left or whatever. They're on 12, so it's game to 13 no matter what.
Yeah. Time is over, but you have to score a point to win a game for it to be officially over in this wonderful sport.
Maybe they're getting worried here, thinking, "Oh, we got to score this upwin now." And Blue zone back underway here. Not sure you're going to be able to run that one down. Close one, but just overthrows. To be honest, I'm hearing a bit more support from the sidelines here than I was hearing in some of the pre-quarters yesterday. Blue zone sideline still going strong. Big discussion here going on about how long should I take before I pick up a frisbee. Mixxxed going to be looking to get a break here, and I think that one's just going to be a turnover. Blue zone with a chance to finish it off here. Somewhat short field, almost around the brick mark now, inside the brick mark now. Less than 10 meters to go. It's Kaiser on the disc. Gets Bertet. Huge touch by the defender. Huge second bit by Marvis, and I think he's just unable to hold on to it, and the game stays alive.
Wow. Everything but the catch there.
Ground strip, I think. So close to having game over there. Mixxxed Remastered going to get another chance to keep this one alive. They've got the player down if they can hit her. I don't think she's going to be able to get that one, and it's a tough one because you know as a player you see the player wide open, and it's whatever you throw in that exact spot to that receiver is going to be a slightly tricky throw to get there. If you go for that really outside in flick, you have to put so much spin on it when you're throwing downwind. I feel if that was an upwind throw, you can throw that one for a score so much easier, but maybe you go for a scuba, but that's also difficult. And Blue zone gonna get a chance here. Go back up, and Ackenbach intercepts that one. I think I have to give him a bit of credit for all his talk in this game. He hasn't had a turn on all his feedback on people throws, so let's see if he can finish off the game with it.
Good collision there between Hellenius and Buch-Griesen. They seem to be back up to their feet.
Nice little passage of play there between the Mixxxed Remastered players there. A couple of quick little give and goes, good angles on the throws, and made that one look pretty easy. And I think they needed a little bit of that earlier in the game. It just wasn't working out for them, and they do get a break.
That's
so
two.
They're still in this one. They want to
Four
extend
more.
this game.
Is it a case of too little, too late, or is this the start of something?
You never know. I would say a little, too late, because it's hard to. I know they've just given up 2 breaks, but Blue Zone have looked pretty consistent during the game that I feel it's likely they'll probably just slot in one of their downwinds, but I'm not so sure. Anytime they can get, if Mixxed remasters can get the upwind, I'd fancy their chances to get the downwind, but getting these upwinds is the real battle now, as the wind picks up a bit more even now, making this one even harder. But it's a pretty good pull to get it started if they chase it down. Short. I'm going to consider this a short field turnover, given this man here is probably going to put it straight to the end zone if he wants. Decides not to, puts it out to Mbaye. Shouts up, get it. In case he decided he didn't feel like catching it. Bit of a late bid there. I think that one was a little bit nasty. Lucky it was on sand. I think on grass that one could have been a bit worse.
Yeah, it landed high on the leg. I think a bit of a hyperextension of the right leg there, so it grabbed his knee.
Yeah, a little bit of an adrenaline there by the defender. He looks legitimately sorry. Sometimes you see players, they make those bids and you can tell they're like, I think that one was just in the moment. Yeah, a bit of frustration there. I think it's a combination of the way the game is going also. I do think the bid looked pretty late, but I think he just needs a minute. It could have been a bad one, and the game not going his way. You can understand the frustration.
Yeah, for sure. Nobody wants to get hurt out here. That's the last thing anybody needs when it's a late bid like that. He's understandably upset. Hopefully he'll be able to cool down.
The player involved comes off as well, I think, ready just to go over and apologise, but he'll probably give it a few seconds. It's a kind of a weird situation because the player who caused it shouldn't really come off, but I often think sometimes if you want to come off just to apologise to the player, for me it's spirited actions. I think he's being advised to just give Mbaye a couple more seconds. He's kind of down on the ground behind us. Let's Mixxxed get back underway here. He'll be hoping Mixxxed can slap this one in while he's off. Keep the game alive.
It's another one.
They do get that one. Potts finds that one. Mixxxed get a break. That's 3 in a row now, and I fancy their chances to get the downwind. Like I said, if they can get the upwind.
Vital finds Potsy there with a blade that looked like it was running out of steam. Kind of almost, like a wobbly blade in just enough wind right now. You're like, oh geez, that's not. But it did have enough. Potsy did enough to get him down to on his knees, make sure his whole body was behind it.
With the score 12-10, fancied him to get the downwind. If they can get the next upwind, Universe Point playing downwind, I thought it was unlikely a moment or two ago, but obviously they have to get this one. But I think if they get this one and the next one, I fancied them to win it on Universe then. But
if they get all the way there, then they've got a head full of momentum.
I'm kind of expecting them to at least get a turn here, unless Blue Zone can shoot it straight to the end zone and score quickly. But neither of the players involved in the injury on the last point on this time. One of them, I think, injured, a bit frustrated. The other one, I think, just maybe a little bit not upset,
remorseful.
With himself. Yeah, remorseful, the word, where he just feels like I've kind of taken a guy maybe out of the game. I feel a bit bad. I don't really want to go on now.
Yeah,
might feel a bit wrong. And luckily for me, I haven't been in too many spots for a thing, but every now and again you bump a guy and you injure me, like, it's unfortunate. You just go off with them, make sure they're okay. I like that aspect of the. I feel like it should be almost a thing Well, first we'll talk about this one and see if Blue Zone and a huge,
Well, he got a hand on
huge
that.
block. We got
Massive block.
sideline players catching it as well. That was Mixxxed with a huge block.
Like layout point block.
Yeah, and again, that was one where if that pass ended up being completed, they do potentially get it very near the end zone or in the end zone. So again, I did fancy their chances to get this downwind. So Mbe here on it. Mixxxed. Puts it. Poneta. They're moving it well now. And just overthrows at the end. I think everything about it made sense. I can see why he couldn't slow down and take an extra second on that one, but that's been the tale of this game. Just not able to get the disc to sit the right angle for the player. Blue Zone though, not in an easy position here. Gonna get another chance.
And, you know, Pee-wee jumping around on the mark there did a good job. I think had that gone up immediately on the catch, he was well set up to send a good forehand flick, but spinning around on the pivot got him twisted around, and that throw couldn't fly the way he wanted.
Mixxxed in gardening gloves. Another man with the gardening gloves, I think. Or it's just a new brand of ultimate gloves. And we get the higher, and they get the downwind.
That's another.
Poneta with that one, and I feel I'm going to make it, like, obviously if Blue Zone score this one they win, but I'm going to make the prediction that if Mixxxed Remasters can score this one, I believe they'll end up getting the win.
Well, this is the big one then, by Doc's assessment. I mean, they've been great, they've been breaking, they've got a couple upwinders in this sequence. The very first was a hold upwind and then a one break upwind, one more upwind break, and we're on to Universe.
Nice little hug.
Very improbable sounding about 8 or 9 minutes ago.
Little hug between the players there, a small one, just to kind of say, all right, it was a bit in the moment, we're all good now. Probably still a bit frustrated with each other, but might come down to how good this pull is. It looks pretty good at the start. It's going to reach the end zone, and
yeah, that is a good pull.
It's been tough to reach the end zones in the wind this weekend, so they're really going to want to try and force a short field turnover here if they can do it. Stall's got to be getting high. Huge pressure there. Oh, I think he gets there first. There might end up being a call. I think his shoulder got it, but I think he got there first. It's just whether
absolutely got there first.
Whether the player decides he doesn't like the contact.
Yeah, did he cut through the line getting there? That's the question. Here it is. Well, I mean, there's contact after.
I'm not even sure if there's a call. I think there might not even be a call. I think
just an injury.
Yeah, I think the receiver just happy to accept the turnover, and I like that. I think it was.
It was a great bid. That was an awesome bid.
You could see in some situations, player might say, "Oh, you had to hit me to get the disc," and there was a little bit of contact. So respect to the player on offense there. De Veres decides not to call anything on it, and I think that's the right decision. And maybe not one-shot territory, but they're in with a shot here. If they can get a small upfield, then I feel like they're close to one-shot end zone territory. And if there's a man that might be able to reach it, it might be this one. He does. He puts it up. He does get it to the end zone. I think one or two hands on hips, and I don't mind the option. I think he was initially in for someone else, and obviously I don't mind the option as someone who likes to shoot, but he's one of the players who can reach the end zone there upwind, and it's not the end of the world.
Now they've got themselves a whole field to play defense.
I think they might get one more chance though, but I feel if you give Blue Zone 2 more chances, they will score one eventually, and he gets it back.
This is intermediate Potsy from Melbourne Hat Tournament when he registered as an intermediate and took over games.
Is he going to end up being on the receiving end of this one? He's playing.
Wow. Potsy wants it. He wants a floater.
It's going to be a hammer, and it's just not the hammer we wanted.
It was a hammer, but the wind got all of that from Vital.
Yeah, I had a bit of fun throwing some crosswind hammers yesterday. They were almost easier than backhands, but the wind's changed now, and that was not an easy throw.
I'll elaborate very quickly about Potsy. No, I won't. I'll tell you later about Potsy in that Melbourne hat tournament.
Say it here. If we get a turn, you can mention it. You got a few seconds now.
Yeah, but Jonathan Potts had been captain of the Australian national team multiple times. Had at least a 15-year or career or more at this stage. Enters the biggest hat tournament in the world at the time, the Melbourne Hat Tournament, and entered as an intermediate so that he would get himself on a good team. And his team got to the final, and the commentators, Simon Normand and Tom Regacki, on loudspeaker commentary, referred to Potsy as intermediate Potsy every single time he touched it, and it was intermediate Potsy got a lot of airwaves that day, and I believe they went on and won that tournament.
Well, if he goes on and wins this game.
This one he didn't register as an individual.
Just funny.
Yeah.
Sometimes players you could think, oh, maybe they're not sure, but I think if you're a captain of the national team.
Surely not an intermediate.
Oh, it's just unfortunate there. And
long point now, but short field.
I think if Blue Zone are going to do it, this is going to be the one. Mixed Remasters can get a turn here. Feels like this possession decides it.
How's that pop pass on game point?
They're going to get another chance, a little trigger. He did put enough flow. I mean, he didn't put enough flow on it, but he understood that one had to be high.
Right, they got away with one pop pass. Why not try a second?
Yeah.
Goodness.
I don't think he can reach the end zone from here. I don't think there's many players in the world would reach the end zone from here, but he might give it a go, getting it to the halfway line, and then, as you say, play intermediate version of himself and get it back after. He might look to shoot this though. That's a pretty good effort. That's not a bad effort, and
it's good enough to get you out of trouble.
As we get a troublesome look here from someone walking towards us. I'm not sure what's going on here. It looks like Steph, you might be in trouble. From one of our tournament organizers. She's wondering, why are these teams on the stream right now? It's like we spent an hour yesterday discussing this.
Wow, because they're giving us a great show here.
So the right decision was made.
Oh, Vital slaps that away.
Here he goes.
Potsy wants it. Potsy wants And that's got to be about the 7th turnover on this point now.
Yeah,
they're going for it.
That felt like with the story, with everything going on, it feels like Potts has to be the one involved in ending this point one way or another. And he's going to get another chance. Here he's got.
Vital's gone.
It's got to go. It's got to go.
They sent it.
Can he get there? He's got to get there.
Vital's there.
He does. Nobody on Mixxed seems to care because they're all dead from how long this game is.
So that is 4 in a row now for Mixxed.
Universe.
Taking it to Universe point.
They're all too dead to celebrate.
Can they snatch victory from the jaws of defeat?
We've got one player that looks like... One player looks happy. Everyone else just looks exhausted. I'm glad this one turned into what we thought it had the potential to be.
What a point.
That was a great point.
I mean, everything but Potsy being involved in the finish there, but...
I think he's too dead.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, he's gassed.
He didn't even celebrate. He just
Potsy's already on a defibrillator out there after that point.
Should get it. Throw him on the mic for the last point if you wanted. Might have the energy to talk.
And we're into Universe Point. Who would have thunk it?
I said I fancied their chances to win it if they got the downwind. I said that when I said I thought there was very little chance of a comeback, yet here we are. They've had 5 scores in a row, 4 breaks, and oh, that one was so close, well held on to. You get the feeling there's a turn coming though. Disc is up. There's so many players under it. Oh! Blue zone player ends up holding on to it.
I thought there was a call, but now we're playing
not
on.
gonna be a call, and
no, yes, no.
I think there was a call that would. I think they would pause because other players stopped chasing their players. So I'm not sure if it works the same way as a pick rule where you should get to catch up, but 1 or 2 mixed players heard the call, stopped. So yeah, there's a bit of inconsistency in where the players are starting here, but if everyone's happy, then nobody cares. You got a feeling here, Blue Zone in a very, I was about to say in a great position, but now it's mixed. Surely the way this game has gone, they got to bring it back after everything.
Wow, so improbable.
And is this the man who's going to finally shoot one, or is he going to keep playing solid? And they're doing a pretty good job here so far. You feel closer, you feel it's inevitable at this stage. And they do it!
Wow! What a comeback. Wow. That was one of the best games I've seen in a very long time. What a finish. I thought Mixxed were down and out, put a fork in them, they were done. And somehow, they managed to find point after point. A couple long points, like I wouldn't, when you see a score get turned like that, you say it's a collapse as well. Okay, one team puts it all together, the other team collapsed. There were not many points where they were just awful. Like they were grinding points, they ground them down. And I think that was really more of a case of Mixxed rising to the occasion. And wow, what a great game to be a part of, to call the action for.
Yeah, they really just struggled a bit at the start, and it was like I was saying, it's like there's not much you can do to fix the issue other than just say, hey, look, this is what it is. We just have to throw a bit better, and we didn't see too many throws like that later in the game, and I thought it was just almost in some ways too difficult a problem to fix if you haven't fixed it about 70% of the way through the game. But suddenly they started getting the turns, players started stepping up, and they make one of the most unlikely comebacks I've seen. I would say it's up there. I haven't seen too many comebacks where I've thought the game is decided like that.
Wow.
But they did it, so credit to them. They get to continue and try and improve one place on last year. And yeah, I guess we're gonna finish at that one. What a game. The quarterfinals in the next round have a lot to live up with the all Nordic affair, so thanks for joining us for that game, and we're going to look forward to bringing you back for the quarterfinals in the next round shortly. So I've been John Dock with Steffer Pazzo, and see you in the next round.
Merci beaucoup.
Yeah, ultimate.
ULTI.TV.